Hello, hello. Welcome back to the Thought of Thoughts podcast. I am your host, Tia. I am sure that you all have read the title before pressing play. I would hope so. And today we will be talking about being easily influenced and overconsumption. And I actually had this topic in my mind for a while now because a few months ago, my family and I, we were watching De'Ara Taylor. If you're not sure who De'Ara Taylor is, she is a YouTuber and influencer and CEO. Let's not forget that. She's a CEO because she owns her own eyewear brand. Okay. And I just love that for her. And we're watching this video where she's re-upping on her hygiene products from Target. She's getting lotion. She's getting body scrubs. Everything like hygiene related, I guess. Whatever she needed at that time. And you know what I asked my family immediately after? I said, y'all want to go to Target and spend some money? I kid you not. I kid you not. I'm like, let's go to Target, spend some money. I'm like, if De'Ara's spending money, we got to go spend money, right? And we got dressed and we went to go spend some money. We were looking at, the things that she talked about in her video, smelling some of the products that she purchased. We even bought some of the things that she discussed in her video. And I just could not help but think about how easily influenced we are. I mean, we are all influenced. We all can be influenced. And this is whether we are conscious of it or not. And we are influenced so much. Literally, someone could say, if you pour ginger ale in a shoe, put it in the refrigerator, like the whole shoe with the ginger ale in it, put it in the refrigerator, take it out the next morning, add honey, add salt, mix it up, drink it from the shoe. Those headaches that you get? Yeah, they would be gone forever. Easily influenced. And we are influenced materialistically, mentally, spiritually, physically. It goes on. And I'm a part of this too. 2023 New Year's, I told you guys, I was sitting under the table eating 12 grapes, making 12 wishes. Something I would have never done had I not seen it online and been influenced and been told that it brings you good luck, right? We have so much content to consume at our fingertips. Things move at such a fast pace, and these trends, they come and go, and it's all right in front of us. I'm guilty of this too. I said it, we're all influenced, whether we're conscious of it or not. I'm guilty of this too. I don't think as much, but I can be. I've got a Stanley cup. I'm using the EOS lotion, vanilla cashmere. Fucking amazing, by the way. I'm buying books just because other people said they were great. And though we can be easily influenced, I think many of us are very selective of what we're influenced by. And some of these can be healthy and some aren't. Some of these trends we choose to follow actually can align with our goals and beliefs, and some actually don't, right? Actually, let me give you guys an example. So if you see someone juicing now, for better gut health, and you decide to do the same, you're like, hey, let me go buy me a juicer. Let me go buy me some fruits, veggies. You want to do the same thing, okay? Because let's say one of your goals this year is to just have better eating habits. Now, doing that, following what that person is doing is a healthy choice. And ultimately, it's an investment in your health, mind, body, spirit, really, if it works for you, because following everybody, don't do something that don't work for you. Don't start juicing. Don't continue to juice if you find out that it's just making your body flip inside out, okay? But you have good intentions behind it. It's a good reasoning behind why you want to follow this, right? But if you see someone buying 30 body scrubs that all have different scents, again, it's your money. Do what you want to do with your money. But to me, that's not a healthy thing to indulge in my opinion, okay? One scrub at a time, really. Maybe two, but you don't need 30. You don't need the shower full of all of these body scrubs, all these different scents. You don't need that. Well, I'm not going to tell you guys what you do and what you don't need That is all up to you. I am out of that. But in my opinion, it's not a good thing. And it's not something I personally would do. And that's another thing I actually wanted to touch on as well, is that another thing I think people are easily influenced by, but is also a result of being easily influenced, is overconsumption. Overconsumption, okay? But at the same time, we may not be aware of why people overconsume. Maybe someone's upbringing wasn't with a lot, so now in their adult years, they feel that they can make up for what they think that they have missed out on, right? For others, maybe people were brought up around too much stuff. Maybe they lived in a household with parents or guardians who may have overconsumed to where now they prefer just a much more minimalist lifestyle. Many of us branch out, get our own places when we just, we realize it's time, right? And when it's time, that's going to look different for everyone. I've talked about this previously about how your environment is what you can control. And, we just never know if someone is looking to be in control of something, whether that is an escape from a previous environment of overconsumption or to finally be in an environment where overconsumption can be invited in. Are y'all seeing what I'm saying here? And I just find this very interesting because I find myself to be right in the middle. Growing up, I didn't have too much, but I also didn't have too little. And I would say it's the same now in my adult years. And I'm satisfied and I'm happy. Now, when I was younger, though, I used to compare and want things or lifestyles other people had. But I found that as you get older, I can be grateful to witness, what other people have, take it in, but I don't need to compare myself. And what you think you might want really isn't what you really think you want. You just learn that with time. You just learn that as you get older. It's just like, it's meant for them. It's not meant for me, and you might not see it then and there, but it will show itself eventually. Now let's talk about these Stanleys. Let's transition and talk about these Stanley Cups, okay? Because I have one. I bought it, I think January 2023, I think. And I have to admit, I was extremely easily influenced by the internet. And it's just so crazy because when I was seeing the Stanley Cup on the internet, it just seemed like this item was constantly being performed, right? These people were doing everything ever to make this cup look just so aesthetically pleasing, romanticizing this cup like this cup has Jesus in it. And I mean, they're washing the cup out, which I would hope so. I hope that everyone is washing out cups before they use it. But they're washing the cup out. They got the low contrast on the videos, nice song playing over it, whatever song is trending at that time, right? Setting it up on their nice coffee table, their nice kitchen counter, pouring their Starbucks drink into it when the Starbucks drink is already in a cup, right? And I mean, I'm not judging here, because clearly I fell into the fucking trap as well. I did. I have a Stanley Cup. And it's just so crazy because as cheap as I am, $40 for a cup is insane to me. It's insane. And why did I get it? Because everyone else did. And I think what it really comes down to is the aesthetic, right? Ultimately, it's the aesthetic. These aesthetics give this illusion that certain items are a necessity when it's just not. It's just not. And I'm really big on comparing one item to multiple. So in retrospect, I'm like, okay, $40. I could have bought 2 to 3 reusable cups from TJ Maxx for that same price. And I understand, quality over quantity, but that still doesn't mean that there isn't quality product out there for cheaper. And that also doesn't mean that all quality products are just what's trendy and what's in. You just have to go out and find it, right? And actually, while we're here, I want everyone to think about how many cups, mugs, tumblers, how many of those do you have sitting at home, growing mold as we speak? Exactly. I caught you. Find one and stick with it. That's what I'm doing. I'm just with that Stanley. I'm just with that Stanley, especially for $40. That Stanley gonna stick. right? And I get it. I understand why Stanleys are so popular. I really, really do. They fit into your cup holder. They have a handle. You can drink from the straw. You can drink from the lid. You know, they keep your drinks hot or cold. They have beautiful colors to choose from. And they're also very, very useful and very, very durable. I actually had saw this video on TikTok where this girl's car had actually, caught on fire, and she went back into the car, of course, after the fire or whatever, to see what survived, and what actually survived was her Stanley cup. Still in good condition. It looked like nothing happened to that cup, and the drink was still in the cup. So it's just like, I get it. I agree that Stanley cups are an expensive but worth it product. I do. I get it. But buy what is best for you. It's like, because these things are trendy, we end up making decisions that aren't in alignment with who we are and what our core values are. Like, I simply don't believe in paying $40 for a cup. I just don't. I don't. But I did it. And it's like, Tia, you already have 2 cups at home that can do exactly what the Stanley can do. I don't know if it could survive a fire, but it still gets the job done, right? I think the primary issue I have is when I see someone have like 30 of these fucking cups, because I'm just like, for what? And it sort of takes away the point of it being a reusable cup. And I'm just kind of like, are you trying to yank them all off the shelf so no one else has them? I don't know. And it's not collecting. It's overconsumption. And I also mentioned in my last episode how, a few things that I've been obsessed with. One of those things being get ready with me videos and desk setup videos, right? Where I just love seeing people open up their new stationary items. And in these videos, these people definitely have a vast amount of the same things, which is a lot. And I mean, these people have like 30 black pens, 16 different erasers, 14 different staplers. And I remember someone calling this organized chaos. And I just couldn't help but laugh, because that's exactly what it is. And it just creates this illusion, again, of productivity. It creates this illusion that like shit is getting done, when it's just, no, you just have a lot of stuff, right? Don't get me wrong. I still like the videos, but I'm strong enough in this area to know that I don't need all of that. I'll buy one eraser, and when that's done, I'll get another, If you need a few pens, understandable. So do I. But one stapler at a time. Take it slow. And I can't really say that influencers are plotting on our vulnerabilities and our interests. Maybe brands are, I don't know. But at the end of the day, influencers are doing their job. And what they're doing is a job, because it requires effort, time, energy. Let's not dismiss that, because content creation is so not easy. It's not. And I really enjoy seeing people make a way for themselves with it. Like, I really do, because it makes me wish I continued doing YouTube since 2016. I tried doing YouTube in 2016, and then I also tried in 2019. I definitely probably would have had me some bank. Nowadays, I make one reel and I'm just done for the next 6 months. It's a lot, and like I said, but these influencers, they're doing their job. Brands and marketing teams, they see what consumers are consuming, right? And what is that? Social media, content. From there, they are finding or discovering people who can make that content for consumers to engage in. I mean, it's literally strategy behind it all. It really is. But that doesn't mean that we have to do or buy or follow, right? Do you always act on those Macy's notifications that come to your phone? No, you just clear them out, right? Do you always act on those Old Navy promotional emails that come through? Exactly. And just like that, you can say no to things. You can ignore things, these products and these routines on social media. You don't have to act on it. You can just see it, appreciate it, and move on. As a consumer, we must take responsibility behind our decision-making when it comes to spending money. We do. We truly need to be intentional and conscious. And I'm not saying you shouldn't get things that you want. I'm not just saying spend your money on needs. At the end of the day, spend your money how you want. right? Like I said, I'm just bringing awareness to this topic because, yeah, yeah. Anyways, influencers. I don't see them going anywhere. I just don't. They will be around and we will cross paths with them virtually or in person. Honestly, you never know. But there will always be advertisements and someone there to push you to purchase something. That's just what branding and advertising is. That's just what it is. And influencing isn't all bad. It's not. There's people out here who rely on influencers and content creators for feedback and reviews. And, some people are just like, I'm not trying this restaurant until so-and-so does. I be damned. It's people out here that, have trust in these people. Someone talks about a good wig and the benefits of it. And people are like, you sold me. Ordering right now. Head into the link right now. Right? Some people won't even buy certain makeup unless it's Jeffree Star approved, And I can say I'm the same, especially when it comes to book reviews. I'm just like, okay, you said this book is good. I'm going to get that book then. I think at the end of the day, what it really comes down to is how strong is your mind? How much can you stand on business? I mean, if you want to intentionally follow others, do your thing. But I do think that if you are intentionally following others and seeking new trends to follow, don't look down on those who don't and who aren't, But if you're seeking discipline in this area of your life, how do you move towards that? I think the main thing is to make the necessary adjustments with the content that you're consuming. You got to switch up that algorithm a little bit, right? Something's got to shake on that For You page and that Explore page. It's like you have to figure out how to maneuver through social media, figure out how to consume things in a healthy way, and also train your mind to not buy or act impulsively. That's what it really all comes down to. Now, to close out this episode, I figured it would be a really great idea to ask some questions that myself and maybe you can benefit from and think about before purchasing something or being easily influenced. Number 1, do I even like it or do I want it because everyone else has it? Right? Trends come and go. Am I just trying to fit in? Remember that what works for others may not work for you. Don't try to follow someone's skincare routine knowing that one of those products in that routine hurts your skin. I don't care how good they say it is. What's good for someone else might not be good for you. What looks good on someone else might not look good on you, right? Like recently, I've been pretty influenced to try out maxi skirts. I'm always trying to find things or new outfits that I feel like will work for my body type. But the thing is, am I obsessed with how they look on these other girls that I'm seeing, or am I going to like them on me? I haven't even tried them on me yet. So it's just one of those things where it's just kind of like, I like them, but do I just like them on other people? Right? I don't need to go buy them if I don't think they look good on me. Number 2, is this worth my money? You work hard for your money, I assume. I know some people might just get handed money, and that's fine. That's fine. And, I just think that everyone views their finances and circumstances differently. So I think it's really important to sit down and think if something is worth it, like really worth it. I know some people look at, how they get paid and compare it to what a certain item is. So like, say you're getting paid $15 an hour and you see a shirt that's $15, someone might think to themselves, this shirt costs an hour of my work. So just really, really sit and think about that piece of it as well. Mainly because it's just like, don't go broke trying to obtain social acceptance. And like I mentioned before, a lot of these things don't even align with just self and core values. Self-acceptance is 100% more important than social acceptance. Do things for you and not for the people around you. Number 3, will I actually use this? Is it just for an aesthetic, or is it durable? Is it purposeful? Is it functional? For example, I have another fucking cup. I have another cup that, again, was popular on the internet. It's the Cloud Cup, and I got it from Five and Below. And it's so cute. Don't get me wrong. It's so cute. I've had it for probably about a month now. When they finally got back in stock, I had to go get one, right? Got it. To this day, it's still not opened. And honestly, when you look at the cup, it's extremely small. I'm like, I don't drink this little bit of anything. If I ever want to put tea in here, when I'm drinking tea, I drink about a regular size mug of it. But honestly, this little Cloud Cup is like a little kid's cup. The little saucer that comes under it, literally 2 crackers can go on that. So it's just like, why did I get that again? Because it's cute? Yes. But am I going to use it? It's still in the box. Last but not least, number 4. Am I filling a void and just seeking instant gratification? It's important to find the root as to why you're doing this. You know, why are you overconsuming? Why are you being easily influenced? You know, why are you impulsive buying? Things like that. Finding the root is the first step. Bringing that awareness forward is the first step to stopping the process of this. And that's if you want to. That's if you want to, because not everybody wants to stop. You know, but doing that inner work and that self-reflection is important to see how all of this even started. You know, I talked about upbringing, but, you know, maybe someone might feel lonely. You know, someone might feel that those material items don't make them feel that way. Maybe for someone, impulsive buying gives a person that hit of dopamine that they're seeking. But how do you feel after that? How long can that item carry out happiness for you? What I'm here to say is, at the end of the day, we will be influenced. It's inevitable. We will consume. It's inevitable. But what makes other people feel good may not make you feel good. And I know I'm saying this again. I know I've said it 100 times, but it's so true. And what other people can do and afford might not be what you can do and afford. You don't have to acquire certain things you see that other people have, or certain routines that other people have to achieve a life of quality and abundance. You don't. You have to find what works for you and what makes you feel good. And honestly, it might not be anything externally. It might not be anything materialistically. And what you may find is that what you're missing is something internally. But of course, that's going to take inner reflection, self-reflection, self-work, things like that. And I mean, shit, I might be an influencer, but I try to be a good one, right? You know, some people might be influenced by the podcast. I'm not too sure. But, you know, that's just what I'm saying. I'm not here to bash any influencers at all. I truly believe that influencing can be positive. All influencing isn't bad. Like I said, just some. Some people rely on influencers for certain ratings, certain reviews, certain discussions. And I think that when an influencer has good moral compass and just good character, it just makes it even better. It does. I'm not trying to steer you away from buying what you want. Like I said, I just want to bring awareness to the topic. That's all. Just think about cost, think about functionality, think about sustainability. Yeah. That's it for me. I'm done talking y'all head off today. But I was just so happy to, you know, check back in with y'all. I'm just really happy to be back here on the podcast. I really, really am. I want to thank you all for listening so much. I always appreciate it. And make sure you guys follow, listen, and subscribe on Spotify, Anchor, and Apple Podcasts. And actually, while we're here, I thought I was done. Guess not. While we're here, I'm always telling y'all to follow the podcast Instagram. I'm always telling y'all to do that, right? I'm linking it in the descriptions. I'm giving y'all like the name. I'm telling y'all like do that, right? My first ever reel on my podcast Instagram has like 570 views, right? Posted a reel the other day, has like 170 something views. And my thing is, y'all watching. but y'all not following. And that's what I don't get. It's been 2 years on this podcast and I still got 30 followers. And I get it. I'm not the best with the consistency in the posting. I get it. But still, you know? Anyways, follow the podcast Instagram at Thread of Thoughts Pod. Please. I'm nice. I'm nice, I promise. And as always, we'll talk soon.